So finally, a brief consideration of why some teachers adopt the wiki and others don't. What are some of the observations I've made as to why suddenly a lot of teachers will join up to the wiki and there's a flurry of activity, and then it's not sustained. Some teachers continue to be actively involved, others stop being involved or don't get involved at all. First of all, collected from talking to people in the staff room and collecting bits of evidence from the wiki itself. What are some of the perceived advantages and disadvantages of this innovation? First of all, from the principal interview, he saw that there were lots of advantages. It gets rid of meetings, the meetings minutes are recorded. It's possible to discuss ethics, which we don't usually have time to do. It allows for action research. It fits the reflective model, example, the Te Kotahitanga model, and it helps to build community. The only disadvantage that he mentioned at all was that he thinks that it's possibly slightly ahead of its time for our school at the moment. Others, staff members, especially those who have written on the wiki and contributed, and those who have told me why they don't want to be involved in the wiki. The advantages are that they comment on is that it enables change, and there are some teachers who really want change. They see that it creates future leaders, that they want the students who are going to be leaders of the future to be involved now with this kind of communication, that it builds community, and that it provides for whakawhitiwhiti kōrero. It enables us to have good discussions. The disadvantages are more in this case. A lot of teachers don't see any advantage whatsoever. A lot of them complain that they don't have time, they'd love to do it, but there just isn't any time to do it. Some teachers say they prefer face-to-face, that they don't like communicating over the net. Some don't like the public face that the net offers, or they don't like opinions being recorded. That means that they prefer to say something and then have it lost, rather than actually recorded and written down. Some see that there's a need to be able to be controversial and therefore need to control different topics, so that some topics are privately discussed and others are publicly discussed. There's quite a lot of issues there around privacy and the kind of conversations that people like to have. So I come then to summarize just three factors that, to my mind, change the rate of adoption of the wiki. These are my observations over time. First of all, I strongly believe now that a combination of the wiki with face-to-face is absolutely essential. I've observed and experimented with going into a classroom and saying to a class that has a wiki set up that I haven't seen for a long time, let's have a quick look at the wiki, what's on it, and talk to the kids about how the wiki is used, and remind them about the resources that are there and so on. Always immediately after that, new kids join up, there's a flood of activity, but it's not sustained. As soon as I disappear away for a while, they don't see any need to go on it, they're not reminded of it, it becomes invisible. This is supported by the means analysis, which talks about blended learning as being the most effective form of that combination of face-to-face and online community meetings. Secondly, there's a sense of relative advantage that a lot of staff don't see. They consider that they're there every day. The wiki is out of sight, out of mind. They have meetings already set up. The whole notion of going home and getting online and talking about work again is just an extra burden. And they don't see any need to do it. There's no relative advantage to them all. And this is clearly one of Roger's primary points. And finally, I'm exploring something about identity. I've started to intuitively recognize that there's something about the way teachers identify themselves and identify themselves as being part of a community that makes a huge difference to whether they want to be part of this particular online community. Teachers who were originally part of the project are still very keen to explore that, but they won't while there are no face-to-face meetings. There are teachers who feel as though they haven't been really included in this new innovation, and they don't know what's going on. Whereas there's other teachers who are very, very keen to be involved because they see themselves as innovators and leaders and so on. This is an area I want to explore more, but it fits into the reading I've been doing by various theorists, Schrag, Wenger, Bishop, and a number of others, on the importance of identity in the formation of a community. Thank you very much for listening.